Well,
Well,
Samuel,
Samuel,
I didn't think
I
I was
didn't think
going
I
to
was
see
going
you
to see you
again
again
tonight.
tonight.
Actually, Damon was
Damon
hoping
was
to
hoping that he
talk
could
to
talk to
Simone.
Simone.
If you didn't
If you didn't
mind.
mind.
It's time. The masquerade party is about to happen. The ladies receive gifts from their potential suitors while they prepared for the night. Meanwhile, Damon and Thea decided to not go for the ball. But with a little convincing from Cam and Nate respectively, they decided to go. And what a big night it was for them, as things change especially for them both. Stay tuned while we dissect All American Homecoming Season 2 Episode 12. Sometimes having a mask is not a bad thing. Disguise can be more interesting and revealing, but eventually, you have to take the mask off. And kudos to Simone because she did just that when she called Jordan. Simone is such a loving and caring person, but due to her experiences especially with her tennis teammates, she has grown a little hard on the exterior, so people cannot walk all over her. As much as she wanted Layla and Jordan at a distance and Jordan hurting her with the Layla situation, she wasn't petty enough to hold out on him when Billy died. She reached out to Jordan to make sure he is okay and if he needs any help. Simone might have been forward with Jordan, but she wasn't with Damon about her feelings, as Nate asks her how she is doing with her decision to be friends with Damon. Cause we all know Damon ain't want none of that. As fans, we were wondering how long it was going to take for them to share their true feelings, which they did not do in the previous episode. To see what happened in their first conversation after the kiss, watch the previous breakdown in the description below. Damon came out swinging at the ball with his confidence cape on and left Simone speechless. But before we get to that, let's rewind the tapes. Nate has a secret admirer. A guy we've never met, but he decided to show his face for the ball. At least not entirely. Throughout the day, he decided to shower Nate with gifts and notes to keep the foreplay going before the dance. Elsewhere, Damon is not excited about the ball because he had no plans of going. He expresses this to JR.
About that. I'm not going. But I'll still give you my half.
Look, I appreciate that, but what's with you canceling last minute?
Well, when we made the plans, I was with Thea. Now I'm not.
But JR decided to help a brother out by calling his partner in crime, Gabby, and Murder She Wrote. She decided to set up Damon with beautiful women and potential dates for the ball. As much as Damon had no plans of indulging in this speed dating exercise, he decided to as Gabby blackmailed him into it.
He hasn't asked anything of you since finding you again after all these years.
Yep, that's the emotional blackmail part.
Damon went on these dates just because he had to. But for the most part, we could see he was very indifferent and disinterested. He definitely had his mind on one girl and one girl only, but also because some of these girls were asking and saying some ridiculous things. With Thea finally getting the help she needs from therapy and being able to play the best tennis in her life, she reminisces how she beats a current Grand Slam champion in tennis. She talks to Nate about this, who gave her sound advice about embracing where she is and knowing where she belongs. But then she also talks to her tennis partner in crime, who always seems to push her beyond her current abilities. Which is beneficial to have a friend that pushes you. But not into the negative light. As much as Thea was undecided about what her next step was going to be in tennis, she had decided to get back with Damon as she believes the breakup was a mistake. Amara urges her on with a piece of sage advice, similar to the advice Cam gave to Damon.
Hear you.
But sometimes the things worth fighting for are the very things that scare us the most.
Lando's sister, who used to be on the PKZ line and is currently helping Simone with internship opportunities. She has been pushing Lando to take pictures at the upcoming ball, but Lando repeated quite vigorously how much he wasn't interested. But his sister was able to read between the lines about how interested he was in Simone without them having to take their masks off. Which ended up being bad for Simone. Because as a line sister, you must avoid yourself of intimate activities with the opposite sex. An awkward moment it truly was. Although not as awkward a moment when Simone had to talk to Lando about helping Lando's sister with picking pictures he took.
And now you're psychoanalyzing me. Maybe you and Charlotte really are sisters.
You know what? I think I had enough of the Johnson siblings today, so...
Simone stabbed Nate in the back when she helped post Nico's pictures for the elections? Could this be a similar situation? Where this conversation showed how Simone's feelings are more inclined toward Damon? Damon seems to have stolen every spot Lando has ever had. What do we think is going to happen if Lando finds out about Damon and Simone? We find Keisha recycling her intermittent emotions against Cam once again. Getting angry and projecting her feelings onto Cam anytime things don't go well in her life. Cam, as a line brother, was in charge of making deliveries for the ball party. But Keisha was quite mad about the situation and didn't know exactly how to tell Cam. With Dr. Pace on her neck once again, after unintentionally reporting her to Dr. Amara, she was depressed when Dr. Pace told her bluntly that she will fail her class if she danced at the ball, as professional dances are disallowed. When she needed Cam was nowhere to be found, so she decided to disrespect Cam in front of the dance squad for the ball.
What the hell are you doing?
No, it wasn't...
Well, maybe if you spent more time focusing on learning the steps instead of playing around with your little friends, it would look better.
Keisha.
I don't know what's going on with you, but whatever it is, ain't it.
Although Damon received JR's advice, he hid behind the mask of resentment. JR thought everything was cool between himself and Damon. Damon was very much deflated, carrying the burden of his feelings, wanting to let it out, and unfortunately, he left it out on his brother, JR. But what was bothering him the most wasn't JR, but not telling Simone how he really felt. Damon tried to work out his problems quite literally. A similar trait we see in Thea. Could this be why Damon is more attracted to Simone, because he and Thea are too similar? With a little help from Cam, Damon decided to go the ball, ready for better or worse. After Amara decided to choose Coach Marcus over Zeke, it seems like Zeke is somewhere in the lost yet to be found. Amara wanted this relationship to work, so reached out to the HR department of Bringston to make sure no rules are being broken. Coach Marcus and Amara were really happy after HR gave an okay as their relationship preceded her time in office. Coach Marcus was so happy that he made a grand gesture on campus with a big box filled with a lovely dress. Amara was surprised and blushing as everyone looked in her direction. All the preparation was done and the event was happening. We saw a lot of masks being taken off and more characters coming into light to tell their truth and face the consequence, whatever they may be. Keisha finally shared with Cam what has really been going on with her. Cam listened as the good boyfriend he is. As much as Keisha thought Cam was more focused on Keck than their relationship, Cam rejected that notion. He allowed Keisha to understand that he has always shown up for her when she needed him. Cam lets her know that he has found a brotherhood in Keck and he is not going to apologize for that. After Keisha understood, Cam decided to help her with her real problem, Dr. Pace. Amara might not have worn a mask, but she wore that beautiful dress Marcus got her. Their true feelings revealed, they sat in the moment to talk about how far they have come and how this is a new beginning to an old love story. They then danced as they smiled and blushed like they were 22 and in love. Nate finally met his secret admirer, although he still had his mask on. We see them dance while everybody watches. But we are yet to still see his face as he leaves a pen behind for Nate to hold on to. It was time for Thea to step up to the game. She's been winning in tennis. But can she win tonight? She sees Damon from a distance and mustered the courage to start a conversation while they hold each other and dance. Thea started convincing Damon why breaking up with him was a mistake. She was going through a lot and now she is ready for this relationship. Even ready to be there for him through this time, dealing with his father's death. From the outside, this is quite funny. Because we've seen someone in Simone who didn't have to think about it. She was actually there for Damon during his hard time. Whom Damon has fallen for. As much as we can be sorry for Thea, she made the decision to push Damon into another woman's hands all by herself. And unfortunately, he found himself in the hands of someone with who he had tried so hard to bury his feelings. It was a wonderful night for Damon and Simone. As Damon went up there to look for Simone, he decided to use a pseudo-name to make things more interesting, and so did Simone to play along. They introduced each other, but Damon couldn't hide his feelings talking about his future when he just met Desiree. Simone's witty reply got him startled as he grew quiet. He went for halftime, where he spoke to his brother JR. JR apologized for being a part of helping him shut down his feelings for Simone instead of encouraging him. With some encouraging words, Damon came back strong and poured out his feeling.
Truth is, I love you. I've always loved you since I heard your phone at homecoming 2 years ago. I want more, Simone, but if you don't, I'll respect that.
Simone was left standing with no words, looking into outer space. What is Simone's answer going to be? Are we excited about Team Damon, or we are still sticking with Team Lamone? Share all your thoughts in the comment section below. That is all we have for the breakdown of All American Homecoming Season 2 Episode 12. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel and switch on the notification button to experience all things All American Homecoming related. Thank you for watching and see you in the next video.